believe we did like $125,000 in 7 days with this email sequence.
The money is in the list. I'm very sure you have heard this statement being said over and over again, but this will only be applicable to you if you know how to generate quality leads and you possess the skill set to convert these leads to paying customers. But the good news is, today on the show, I have an expert guest that has been doing this for over 18 years, and he will show you how to do the same thing in this particular episode. Today with me in the studio, I have Justin Brooke, the founder of AdSkills and Faith Funnels. This is someone that has worked with the likes of Russell Brunson, Dan Kennedy, Frank Ken, and so many other OGs in the industry. Okay guys, so I will go on a short break and I'll bring on our guest. Woo! Welcome.
Hey, yo.
Just before we continue, I would like to appreciate you. Thanks for honoring this invitation. I really do appreciate it, and I will never take it for granted.
Oh, no, thank you for having me on, man. This is my pleasure, my honor. Glad to help you out. Glad to help out all your visitors, and I can't wait to get into it.
Awesome, amazing. Okay, so just before we start, I've watched series of interviews and seen so many and listened to so many podcasts that you have been invited on, and there is this story of how you got started in this internet marketing, digital marketing, and this industry in particular. So my question is, can you just take us on a journey? Just give us a backstory of how you ventured into internet marketing, digital marketing for people, because some of my people might not know you.
Sure, absolutely. So I started out back in 2005, actually.
Wow.
2005 to 2007. I didn't really make much money at all. And 2007, I saw that there was this internet millionaire who was offering an internship. And so I jumped at it. And before this, I was already doing sales, telephone sales. And so I used my telephone sales when I got on the phone with this internet millionaire and his assistants. And I used those skills to kind of sell my way into this internship. That internet millionaire, his name was Justin Brunson. Today, most people know him as the founder of ClickFunnels.com. He didn't have ClickFunnels back then, but he was still very impressive. He had a great pedigree. He was doing some big things online long before ClickFunnels. And so my job as an intern for him was unpaid. You know, I had to fly my way out to Idaho. I lived in Florida. And so I had to fly myself across the country. I had to work for him for free for 30 days. And my job while I was there was to study this giant walk-in closet full of courses, DVDs, seminar footage, books. You know, my job was to go through that material and then write review articles on what I was learning. And so that he could make affiliate commissions from all these things that he'd paid for. And so as my job, I got the education of a lifetime. You know, I got to study the greatest marketers of all time. And, you know, that was what my job was. And I wrote affiliate reviews for these things. And then while I was there, I noticed, so in the little room that I was doing this writing in, I was there with the secretary, and I could tell the secretary the way she was handling the phones, because I had sales experience before this, and I could just tell by what she was saying on the phone. I knew what the people were saying on the phone just from my experience, and I could tell the way she was handling these calls was the wrong way. Basically, people were calling because they were confused about a charge on their credit card. They weren't calling because they were upset or they were mad or they wanted a refund. They just didn't know what the company name was when they were getting the bill. They were like, you know, they were calling the number saying like, who is this company? And then when they found out who the company was, they were happy. So these were not upset customers, but she was untrained, and she thought they were calling up with like, who, you know,
Wow.
they were angry on the phone. And so I took the opportunity. I went home to my little, like, I was staying with a family. And so I had like a bedroom with this other family in Idaho. And I went home to my little bedroom and I wrote up a little script for her to follow. And I gave that script to Russell Brunson. That ended up saving him over $100,000 a year just by me writing this little script for his secretary to follow, because what she was doing is she was immediately refunding these people, but they didn't want to refund. They were not unhappy, you know, but she was just scared and didn't know what to do. So she's immediately refunding. And so when I gave her a script, she was actually able to upsell some of these customers and keep the customers. So when I did this, Russell Brunson took me under his wing. He was like, okay, I want to teach you. He brought me under his wing and he taught me everything he knows. And then from there, I ended up using what I learned. Spent $60 on an ad campaign. That's all I had. It was an unpaid internship. I was still broke. I had no money left after all the bills. And so we paid $60, which was half of our electric bill. We put that on a tiny little Google ad campaign, ended up making $150. So we more than doubled our money. I did that again and again and again for 11 months in a row. I literally turned $60 into six figures with Google ads. And so that's why ads have been my thing ever since. Since that internship, I have run an agency. I ran an agency for about 5 years. We did incredibly well. I got to speak all over the world. I had the biggest names as clients. Ryan Dice, Frank Kern. I worked with him at one time. He didn't pay me, but I helped him with a campaign. But not that he didn't pay me. I didn't charge him. I didn't charge him.
Wow.
It was just kind of a friendly, you know, he asked for help and I helped him. Worked with Dan Kennedy through his company GKIC, John Asterav. I got to work with the biggest people in the world, and I got to speak all over the world. So that was great. And then after the agency, I decided to start up Ad Skills. And so Ad Skills is kind of like a school for advertisers. And so now I'm trying to help the next generation get the big clients and stuff like that. So we're teaching them and giving them certifications and things like that. So that's the journey.
Wow, that is actually a journey. It took us from the very beginning to the current state. And I've read a lot, researched a lot, listened to so many stuff. I mean, some things you have probably like 6-7 years ago, 8 years ago, in fact 9 years ago, I was just like something. I was like, wow. Once again, it is an honor to have you on the show. And as I've said, I'm not taking this for granted. Okay, thank you for taking us through that backstory. Now, you said you turned $60 to something that has turned to a multi-million-dollar company, right? And
today. Yeah, it took me a while, but it did go.
Yeah, yeah. And there is this thing you use in most of your bio. You have spent over $10 million on ad campaign. Now, my question is this: you have worked with top guys. You have seen a lot. You have seen ad platform come and go. You have seen new platform rise and fall. Now, don't let's forget about what we're talking about today, which is email marketing. And I purposely chose this topic because most of your podcast is about ads. Yeah, you are one of the greatest ad buyer, media buyer that we have. So I was like, okay, let people learn about email marketing from you. And my question is this: being an expert that's run so many and different ad campaigns, what can you say is the advantage of email marketing as compared to other traffic sources?
Well, I think email marketing is, I used to refer to it like a microwave for ad traffic. Like it is not, you shouldn't do ads or email marketing. You should do ads and email marketing. And if you do ads to like a lead gen page, you build an email list, and then you do email marketing with your email list, you're going to multiply the amount of money that you're earning, you know. And so that is the greatest way to increase your profits, to make more money from ads, is with email marketing. It is, you know, by far the number one moneymaker that there is on the internet. And that's why when you sign up to Facebook or TikTok or any of these platforms, whenever you sign up to these platforms, the first thing they want, your email address.
Yeah.
Because the email address is king. The email address is the home of the internet. And until the platforms stop asking for your email address, then email is the king.
Okay, thank you for that. So not stop thinking about ads or email marketing. Think ads and email marketing. Okay, now the next question I would like to ask is this. There is nothing like email marketing without leads. You need to start generating leads. That's the first thing you need to do. And there is this webinar, or should I say, a webinar that you did where you generated about 10,000 leads in a day. So my question now is this: if you have to do that again, or let's just, you are a guru, you are an expert at doing this. So let's assume someone that is currently watching this just want to aim at 1,000 leads per day. So if you have to do it right now, what is the process that you go through? Just 1,000 leads per day.
Okay. So the first step is get one lead per day. And do that. If you can get one lead per day and you can do that for, I'd say, a week, 2 weeks in a row, then the next thing you want to do, your next goal is get 10 leads per day for 2 weeks in a row. And this is how I did it. When I did the 10,000 leads a day, I didn't just whip up a campaign and then, tomorrow I had 10,000 leads a day. No, we started, we had a decent budget at that time. So we were able to start, and I think we were getting 100 or a couple hundred leads a day. So, but what I'm saying is, I think people, they create such a big goal in the beginning, and then it creates a lot of stress and anxiety and fear when they're not, because the goal is so big, and then they're not reaching it, and they're hearing about everybody else is doing so good, and then they think they're a failure, and it just beats up on you. So start with really tiny goals, really small goals, because a really small goal is easy to hit. And when you're hitting those goals, how much confidence do you get? You get tons of confidence when you hit the goals. So start with really tiny goals, just one lead a day. I don't care. One lead a day is super easy. You can get out of your house and you can go knock on doors down your street, and I promise you'll probably find one lead a day if you just go knock on some doors, Yeah. And so then you from one lead a day to 10 leads a day to 100 leads a day, and then to 1,000 leads a day. And if I were to do that again today, I would still use Google Ads. Google Ads is what I started with. It's what I did the 10,000 leads a day with. It's what I would still recommend today. Now, I don't know 10 years from now because I can't predict the future, but I would still use Google Ads today for lead generation. I think it's the best platform, gives you the highest quality leads, maybe not the cheapest leads, but it's going to be the highest quality leads that are going to pay you more money over time.
Amazing. Interesting. Okay. Now, question, you just talked about quality leads, because there is no point in having 10,000 leads that are not quality. Maybe 20% of the 10,000 leads are not quality leads. So it makes no sense, really. The way you set up your funnel, the way you build up your funnel actually determines the kind of leads you get. So my question is, what are those things you do? What are those things you put in place? What are the elements you consider if you are trying to generate quality leads, not just any kind of leads now? So what do you do to generate quality leads?
Yeah, it's actually, I don't believe it's the funnel. It's not your pages. It's not the way you set up your pages that's going to determine the quality of leads. A little bit, very, very little bit. There's some things that you could say the wrong thing and you could attract the wrong leads, but really where the good leads is going to come from is, sorry, there's somebody outside of my window that I didn't know. Where the good leads are going to come from your traffic, knowing where to get the right leads, and so that's why I say Google Ads, first of all, because Google is different than some of the other ad networks. For example, Facebook or TikTok, right? That is a feed-based advertising platform, meaning the same people are showing up every day and the same people are seeing the ads every day. Yes, it might be 1 million people, so there's a lot of people, but it's the same people that are seeing the ads every day. When somebody sees an ad on Facebook, they weren't searching for that ad. They weren't going out looking for that thing. They were just on Facebook, hanging out with their friends, their family, watching memes, writing memes, whatever. And then all of a sudden ads happen. Okay. So it's a different quality of person that comes from a Facebook lead. Doesn't mean that Facebook's dead. Doesn't mean that Facebook's bad. It just means it's a different quality level. So if I want the best quality leads, I'm going to go to Google, because Google, people are going and searching for that thing. They're going on to Google and they're searching how to make money online, or how to lose weight, or how to train my dog, or whatever it is they're searching. And then also with Google Display, they're searching for articles. So Google Display is those little banner ads you see out across the web on different websites. And so if I'm out there and I'm reading a website, a web page, and it's all about how to train your dog not to, bite the neighbor. Well, if you can put a little ad on that page that says how to train your dog not to bite the neighbor, and so it's very, very relevant. It's it's a much more high quality person that you're grabbing. And so that's the number one thing. I would say that's 80% of generating a good lead. And then all you have to do is on your page is you got to not screw it up. Okay. So here was somebody, we'll use the example of somebody's trying to train their dog not to bite the neighbor, right? So they're like, oh man, my dog, he keeps biting the neighbor. The neighbor's mad at me. If he bites the neighbor again, the police are going to come. They're going to take my dog away. So he's got this problem. So he goes online and he starts searching how to train my dog not to bite my neighbor. And he reads an article. And on that article, when he's reading about how to train it, he sees an article or a little ad on that article. And he clicks that ad to go to a page. Now, if you go to that page and the page is all about how to train your dog not to pee on the carpet, well, that's still dog training. But this person wanted information about how to train your dog not to bite the neighbor. And so that's kind of an example of, like, we can say something wrong in our funnel on our landing page that will, I call it removing the scent, right? So like, if you think of somebody following a scent trail, it's like, I smell these delicious cookies being baked. And so they're following the scent and they get to the cookies. Well, if you're delivering one message in your ads and then they get to your landing page, and if that message doesn't exactly connect with your ads, you're going to lose that person. That's where everybody loses their conversion rates. That's where everybody loses their leads. And so you want to first start with getting your leads from the right place with the right ad at the right time. And then when they get to the page, you kind of want to just not screw it up. You want to just make sure you're saying the same things that your ads were, and then that person will opt in and become part of your email list.
Now, this is eye-opening. So basically, the kind of lead, the degree of the quality of leads you generate actually depends mostly on your traffic source. Though personally, I'm more into Facebook ads, and most of the people that will be watching this from my channel are also most into Facebook ads. But basically, it's not saying you cannot get quality leads also from Facebook.
Facebook's good. You can get good leads from there. It's just, where would I go for the best leads? I would go to Google, but I like to use Google and Facebook at the same time. So I use Google for people that are searching, and then I retarget them in Facebook. And so it's not this one or that one. You should be using both.
Okay, let me just, I want to ask a question, not really deviating now, but now the question is this. I'm very sure you are following the trend. You're seeing the way this whole thing is going with AI. Although I don't want to bring up AI, but I know you are very big on GDN, which is Google Display Network. Now, what do you think the future of search ad will be with this new development and technology of chatbots? People will start interacting directly with chatbots to get result of their searches, which will to an extent have an impact on search traffic and even search ad. So can you just talk about that briefly before we proceed?
Yeah. So I don't believe search is going to go away. Okay. People will always need to search for information of some kind. Now, what may happen is the way that search works may change. just the other day, I went to go search something. So I've been using the Bing search engine because they're a little bit more plugged into the AI these days. They have a chat bot with their search engine. So they're a little bit ahead of Google right now. And so I went to search something. And when I searched the question, like normal, a bunch of articles showed up. So normally we search a question and then the search says, here's a bunch of articles that match your question. Well, I didn't want to go read 4 or 5 articles to figure out the answer to my question. So I just hit the little chat button and then I asked it my question. And what it did is it went and read the 4 or 5 articles and then gave me a summary with my answer that I was looking for. And then also with my answer, I could hover over one of the sentences and it would show me which article that sentence came from. So that if I wanted to go and read more about that, I could. So that's where I think search is going to head, is I think it's going to be less of first go out, like the way it happens right now is we do a search and then we click on an article and then we go read it and then we kind of come back to Google and then we do another search and we go to another article. So I think what's going to happen is the AI is just going to go read the answers for us, give us a summary of the answer, and then we'll say, oh, okay, it's article number 3 that exactly has my answer. And then I would click on that and then I would go read the full answer on the article. So I think that's how it's going to change in the near future. Maybe one day we never need to go to other articles because AI is so smart and knows everything, but for now, in the next couple of years, I believe that AI will condense the information for us. We'll get the answer, and then we can click to go read more about the answer.
Wow, thanks for that insight. So if you are afraid if search art is going, you can hear from the legend himself. So just keep doing your thing and keep learning and reinventing what you do. Okay, thank you. Now let's talk about email marketing. So I read one of your posts that you published on Facebook. I think that was in 2021. You talked about you actually wrote an email sending it to your list. So you took a screenshot, you put it on Facebook. I said the email was titled "The Future of Email Marketing," and in that email you said you have been running or sending emails for like 15 or 17 years. By now it should be around 17 years, and you have invested over $250,000 in learning and all of that. So my question now is this: can you just share a particular case study of one of your best email campaign that you have ever did?
Yeah. So there's 2. I'll give you 2 of them. All right. The first one, we write 5 emails, right? And we deliver those 5 emails over 7 days. I've been using this campaign every month for the last 5 or 6 years, and it's never made, for my size list and what I sell, it's never made me less than $20,000 when I send out these 5 emails. The best we've ever done is we did, I believe we did like $125,000 in 7 days with this email sequence. But that's also, how many people we have on there and stuff like that. So the first email is an announcement. Hey, here's the thing we're doing. Just normal email. Hey guys, we got this new thing going on. Come check it out. Then email number 2, we deliver the very next day. So this is day 1 and day 2. Day 2, we usually do some kind of oops. We'll do something like, oops, we forgot to tell you about the bonus. And we do this every single time, and so email number 2, delivered day 2, we tell them, I completely forgot to tell you about all the bonuses. And so that's email number 2. And we get some more sales on email number 2. Then we wait a couple of days. And on day 6, we send out email number 3. Email number 3 is telling them, hey guys, this deal, this bonus that we were offering, it goes away tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day. It's a 7-day campaign. We told you on email number 1, it goes away tomorrow. I just wanted to pop in here and remind you guys, here's everything you're going to get, and it ends tomorrow. So then email number 4 and 5, they go out on day 7, both 2 emails in one day. The first email goes out at 8 a.m. and it tells them, hey guys, this is the last day. remember, here's all the things you're going to get. Here's the bonus you're going to get. Today's the last day. And then finally, we send one last email. That's email number 5. We send that at 8 p.m. on day 7. And that one says last chance. It's like, hey guys, you got 4 hours left. We'd love to have you in here. Here's all the things that you're going to get. And then tells them, you got 4 hours left. And we normally will see 60% of our sales come from those last 2 emails. So if the sales are not coming in hot and heavy on email number 1 and 2, have faith and let the whole system go through. So that's our little five email campaign. And again, I've been sending that over and over and over again. The next one that I want to tell you about. Any questions about that one before I go forward?
No, I would. Here is the thing, guys. I've actually watched that. We did a video tutorial on that. So, guys, just go to YouTube and search Justin Brooke on YouTube. Check the first video. I think that's the featured video on your channel. So, guys, go check it. And I'll also put the link in the description of this particular video. So just check the description of this video. Justin Brooke's 5-part email cash dash series. Check the description. I'll put it in the description. Yeah, so let's proceed.
Somebody help me come up with a better name for it. I don't think the 5 cash dash is the greatest name. But I mean, that's what it is. So the next one came from a buddy of mine, Travis Sago. He teaches this. So if you want to learn more about this, go check out Travis Sago. It's kind of a 3 email series. The first one is we just let them know, hey, we're thinking about starting this new program, product, service, whatever it is. So the first email is, hey, we're thinking about doing this, and we think it would be really good for people that are like this. It's not a fit if you this or that. Okay, so that's kind of email number 1. It's kind of a hand raiser email. So the whole goal is for you to propose that a new program or a new product is coming out, and if you're interested, just hit the reply button. So you have to be ready for a lot of replies. All right. Wow. So, but that's good. So normally we're trying to get 100 people. If we can get 100 people to reply, we're doing really good. All right. So now you get the 100 replies. They reply to your email, and then you write back to them and you say, so normally I would have an assistant help me out, or, if you don't have an assistant, maybe your mom or your sister, your wife, your brother, whatever, your little daughter, Sandy, she helps you, whoever. And so this person would say, wow, we didn't realize we were going to get this many people to reply. Before we send you the information, we have a couple of questions. All right. So the positioning there is that there's an overwhelming amount of people that wrote in and replied. So that builds up the credibility and, all that. And then you're going to ask some questions. These questions are to qualify the audience. And so one time we did this, and we needed to make sure that anybody who came into the new program, they were spending at least $500 a day on ads. We didn't want to have any rookies in this program. It wasn't a fit for rookies. It was for advanced people. And so one of the questions was, how much are you currently spending on ads? And so if they said they were spending anything less than $500 a day, we would write them back and say, I'm sorry, this isn't a fit. And then we'd give them a free blog post or a free video or something so that they're not upset. If they were a fit, then we would send them on to the next part, which I'll get to. The questions, 2 questions you really want to make sure you ask in here. One, there's 4 questions, okay? But 2 of them are absolutely critical. The first one, just something simple, easy. What is your name? What is your website? Just something easy that gets them started. Okay. The second question is usually the qualifying question. How many years have you been in business? Do you already have an assistant? Do you whatever question you need to qualify them that they're the right fit for your audience. Now, the next 2 questions are going to do all the sales for you. This is the main part of it. Okay. Question 3 is, what is currently blocking you? Make sure you use the word blocking you. What is currently blocking you from being able to achieve whatever it is that you're talking about? What is currently blocking you from being able to have profitable ads? What is currently blocking you from being able to train your dog not to bite the neighbor? What is currently blocking you? That question. So what that's going to do is it's going to bring up all their emotions. They're going to be talking about all their problems that they're having. Then the next question says, what would a win look like for you if this program went through? Or what would it look like if you were successful with this program? Or why do you need this solution now? Some sort of a question that's getting them to answer like what success will look like for them. So what happens is, between those two questions, they bring up all the emotion, they bring up all the problems, and then in their mind, they're already telling themselves why, how this is going to make them successful.
Yeah.
So when you give them the next part 3, they've already sold themselves.
Yeah, they are aware. Yeah, they are aware now.
Yeah, they've talked about the problem, and they've talked about why this is already the solution for them. And so email number 3 is simple. If they qualified and they answered the questions, you just write them email number 3, and it says, okay, here's how to join. And that's it. It's like, okay, here's what you're going to get when you join. Here's how to join. Click here to go, and it just goes to an order form. No website, no sales page, no webinar. It's just you have 3 emails, and then it goes to a checkout page. So that's the little 3-part system. If you want to learn how to run that better, go talk to Travis Sago. He's the one who taught it to me. He's helped me make hundreds of thousands of dollars with that method, and he's made millions for others. So check that out.
Can you repeat his name so I put it on screen? Travis
Sago, Sago.
Sageeo.
Sago.
Okay, Sago. Okay, guys. So if he's recommending him, you should go check him out. I would go check him out. So after this session. Okay. Thank you very much for that. And you talked about obstacles and all of that. Now, one of the interacting with some few internet marketers and business owners, what I notice is most people, they know, the money is in the list. They have heard the saying, but most times the issue they actually have is being consistent, because you can be super pumped right now that, okay, you want to start creating your list, you want to start writing them emails, you want to start sending them offers. That is at the beginning, but most times the issue is with consistency. So since you have been doing this for over the years, and I'm very sure you have so many students also in ArtQ platform that you have interacted with, and I think one of the issues is with consistency. So is there an hack? Is there something you'd like to share with someone struggling with this particular thing? How can you be consistent engaging with your list?
Yeah, and this would be a good one for us to end on here. This is the way that I would describe this is like farming. This is the way I've thought about it, okay? Your email list is like your garden, okay? Now, if you go into your garden and all you're doing is harvesting, all you're doing is plucking out all the fruit, maybe you grow strawberries, right? And you're just going in there. Well, here's an example. So the first time we started growing lettuce, I didn't know that you were only supposed to take a couple leaves off at a time. So I just went out there like it was the grocery store, and I cut the whole plant off, and I put the whole plant in a bowl, and I made a big old salad. I just thought that was what we were supposed to do. Well, what happened when I did that is it's all done. It's all gone, and so you can over harvest. And what you need to do instead is you need to be tending to the soil, right? If you want a good garden, you got to water it. It's got to have sunshine. Maybe you got to put some fertilizer in there. You got to take care of the plants. Maybe you go out there and you play them a little music or something. I don't know. Some people do that with their plants. So you got to take care of your email list. And that's the most important thing. Whether you email them once a day or twice a day or 3 times a week or once a week, whatever. It doesn't matter as much as nurturing them. Give them value, and how do you know how to give them value? Ask them, write to them and say, hey guys, this is your family. Think of your email list as your family. And so you're when you send them an email, it's like you're calling a family meeting in the living room. So you send an email to them and you say, hey guys, I know it's hard out there. You got dogs and you're trying to train them, and one dog's peeing on the carpet, the next dog, he's biting the neighbor, and life is hard. hit reply. Tell me what things are troubling you. Tell me what your biggest problems are, and I'm going to go and find the best experts, and I'm going to find solutions for you. Do that a lot. Ask them what their problems are, and then just bring them solutions. And over time, you will become known to them as like, oh, okay, Justin's the guy that I can go to, and I can ask him, I can tell him my problems, and he's going to bring me solutions. Whether they're free or paid, I know that when I tell him my problem, he's going to come and he's going to bring me a solution that's going to work. It's going to solve my problem. That's the number one thing you can do with your email list, is just constantly think of it like a garden. Don't overpick the vegetables. Instead, make sure you're constantly pouring more nutrition. Take care of the garden, and the garden will take care of you.
Wow. Thank you very much. I know you have to go right now, but I just need to ask a question. This is a direct answer. If your house is not burning, I'm just trying to imagine now. So your house is burning right now, and there is one book you need to like take out. What would that book be?
Well, first it's going to be my Bible. But if there's a business book
business or marketing book, yeah,
a business or marketing book. I'm probably going to grab, I'm thinking of 3 books, right? So I'm probably going to try and grab all 3 of them. If I can only get my hands on one,
okay.
One of these, either of these would be fine. So there's one called Breakthrough Advertising. There's another one called Great Leads. So Breakthrough Advertising is by Eugene Schwartz. It's a classic. It's a little expensive, but worth it. Then there's Great Leads by Michael Ford, I believe is his name. That one's really, really good. And then there's Cashvertising, and I forget the name of it, but if you search Cashvertising, there's only one book by it. Those 3 books have made me a ton. Oh, Ultimate Sales Machine. Never mind. So those 3 are really good, awesome books. But if I have to grab one single book, there's a red book called The Ultimate Sales Machine by Chet Holmes. That's the one.
Wow. Thank you very much.
But probably I'm going to run into my house to my bookshelf, and I'm going to grab a big old swat of my
Yeah, books are very, very precious. Okay, just to let you go. So guys, Justin Brooke is the founder of ArtQs, and I think he announced some weeks or months ago that currently you have removed the layer for free trial. So you can just head over to artqs.com right now, and you have access to 10 hours of content for free. Not just content, I mean premium, high valued content for free. I don't need to pay or do any of that upfront. So go check it out. Is there anything you'd like to say before you round up, so I can let you go?
Yeah, no, go check out the free stuff. We also got a bunch of stuff on YouTube. We got a blog with a bunch of stuff on there as well. And we love to give you stuff for free because we know that you're gonna like it, and then you're gonna be like, you know what, I should buy their paid program.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks once again for taking out time to honor my invitation. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll let you go now.
All right, see you, man. Bye.
Yo, guys. This is amazing. There is a backstory to this, but that will be for another day, another time. But what I will say to you right now is, guys, everything he has said, this is someone that has been in the industry for many years, and this is not someone. Just go to Google. Yeah, one more thing is, go to Google right now, search Justin Brooke. For those of you that don't know him, go search his name and consume his content. Just read, watch, take note, and everything I said here, make sure you also implement. Okay, so not to make this video too lengthy, I'll just add to edit here, right here. So that'll be all for now. If you got value, do well to like this video, comment, share, and also subscribe if you are not subscribed to my channel. And I will see you in my next episode. Bye for now.